right now on KNBC 9 First News.
Coming up on 6:30 on your Friday morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Cody Holmia.
And I'm Rachel Santschi. And the good news is, as we've been talking about all week, how our morning drive was going to be a little rough with all this rain. It's holding off just a little bit.
It is. It's likely going to hold off until the end of the drive. So
Good.
between, I would say, 7 and 9 o'clock, that's the most likely time for what could be steady rain that'll take us through noon. Big area of rain and thunders. It's a complex of thunderstorms drifting eastward towards Kansas City. The rain is just now reaching Lawrence, and it's overspreading Lone Star and Ottawa along 59 Highway down to Garnett, and eventually pushing over to Baldwin City, Osawatomie, Hillsdale Lake, and Lewisburg and Gardner. A little rain shower there over Tonganoxie. You can see the steadier rain just now reaching Baldwin City, actually, and then eventually pushing toward Edgerton. So our rain chance begins to increase for Kansas City. I might increase that 8 o'clock one to more of a likelihood, but between 8 and 10 for sure, that rain beginning to move in, especially on the far west and southwest sides of the metro. It was a pretty sunrise, an easterly breeze ahead of the showers, the thunderstorms, 69 degrees this afternoon. 80 with a mostly cloudy sky. It's going to feel muggy too. And throughout the afternoon and the evening, we'll have more of the hit or miss variety type storms. It won't be this big bowling ball of rain and storms, Johnny, that's currently heading our way.
All right, thanks, Nick. And right now we're seeing the roads are dry, and so off to a good start in that regard. And really not too worried about getting around so far this morning. As we take a look at your first alert traffic, can't escape the daily routine through here, though. This long-term project, I think this goes all the way through December, if I'm not mistaken. Northbound I-35, Lone Elm up to 151st Street, shrinks down to one lane at 151st. And early on every day, no matter how light it seems anywhere else around town, we start to see this. So no exception today. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
All right, Johnny, thank you. Right now, parts of Ottawa, Kansas are still very much underwater. That's because nearly 9 inches of rain fell in less than 8 hours early yesterday morning.
Parts of downtown were flooded, damaging businesses, totaling cars, even forcing some people out of their homes. Crews had to make 10 water rescues. Thankfully, no one was hurt, though, but some in the community still struggling with what to do next.
Just seeing the kids and stuff going through this with us, I mean, it's just, it's hard. It's a disaster, but we'll get through it.
5 counties brought in pumps to help get water out of downtown. Cities east of Ottawa are already preparing for possible flooding as well.
You feel for those folks, as well as people in Douglas County in the small town of Lone Star, which was also inundated with hours of heavy rain. Several rural roads near Lone Star were covered. Several people living in the area awoke to a few feet of standing water in their basements.
Now you can track this changing weather before you head out today with our KNBC 9 News app. There's first alert radar, weather alerts, road conditions, plus it's free as well. So just search for KNBC in your app store. You
know, one place that's now a little too familiar with flooding is Lakeside Speedway in KCK.
Yeah, after a couple of setbacks over the past few months, they're finally ready to race tonight. So Bianca Beltran is at the Speedway ahead of a long-awaited opening night. Bianca.
Well, I think if they never see rain here again, it will be too soon. They dealt with flooding again and again here at Lakeside Speedway this spring, first in March, then again in May, and then again in June, leaving the Speedway completely underwater for months. And so tonight, those gates are going to open. We have video of what that looked like with all of that water. I'm told there was so much water that fish made their way onto the track for a little bit of different kind of recreation here for a while. But with all of the water came a lot of work to make it possible to open today. I'm told they were pumping out water for months, power washing a lot of the stands and the walls, cleaning up and making repairs here so that finally tonight they can open their doors and open that season, which was supposed to start in April. Gates open today at 5 and the first green flag flies at 8 o'clock. And because of that late start this year, the season is extending until October 4th. Reporting from Lakeside Speedway, I'm Bianca Beltran, KNBC 9 News.
It's good to see them back opening up again. Bianca, thank you. Right now, FEMA is continuing to offer support to people in Holt County after the flooding we saw earlier this spring. One disaster recovery center is closing today, but we're told a new one will open on Monday. Center at Mount City High will close at 7 o'clock tonight. On Monday, though, you can go over to the River of Hope Fellowship on 159 Highway in Forest City for help. They'll be open from 8 to 7 Monday through Saturday. We are told they will be open for the foreseeable future, so go there if you need some help.
6:34 right now, and this morning we have learned the name of the man that was killed at a Wendy's in Midtown Kansas City, Missouri on Wednesday night.
Just a crazy story all around. 23-year-old Aaron Mason was shot and killed after a fight with an employee inside the restaurant at 31st and Main. Both men, police say, had guns. Both opened fire inside. Mason was able to get out of the restaurant. He collapsed and died on the way to the hospital.
And the other shooter left the scene, and police are still looking for him. Kansas City, Missouri police are also looking for a shooter after officers were called to 47th and Troost around 7:30 last night. Police say a man was shot multiple times and rushed to the hospital. At last check, he is in critical condition. Witnesses say the victim was thrown from a vehicle that was leaving the scene. There's no suspect information at this time. And a family is angry and confused after someone broke into their home in Raytown.
Yeah, this just happened in the middle of the day, broad daylight. Police say that there were 2 homes the burglars hit on Tuesday. They don't believe that these 2 crimes are connected.
Right, the McDermott family says that thieves stole a laptop, gaming system, and their lockbox, which had social security numbers in there and credit cards inside.
It could have happened anywhere. Unfortunately, it happened at my house, and hopefully people will be a little bit more vigilant. And I hope it doesn't happen to theirs.
Police say that the majority of burglaries happen during the day. Neighbors should watch out for each other, and if you see something, report it to police.
If you live in northern Clay County, you're going to want to hear this story. You'll soon have to find a new hospital emergency room. St. Luke's North Hospital in Smithville is closing its emergency department on Halloween. They say more people are going to St. Luke's along Northwest Berry Road, east of I-29 instead. We're told in-demand services like behavioral health, rehabilitation, and primary care will continue, though, at the Smithville Hospital. Just the ER won't be there after Halloween. St. Luke's plans to open a convenient care clinic next spring in the Smithville Marketplace.
6:36 right now. For now, we're dry. It looks like the drive is hanging on just fine, but when should we expect that rain?
I would say between 7 and 9 o'clock this morning is when rain chances will be their highest here for the drive, and then gradually dropping to 40% by noon. So 7 to noon, we may have more of a steadier rain and thunderstorms, especially south and west of Kansas City. For this afternoon, your hour-by-hour rain chance stays at a 40% chance. That's high enough I'd make sure to have the umbrella with you. They would be more of the hit and miss type scattered thunderstorm variety, not the big area of rain and storms that we're currently watching on first alert radar. Overnight into tomorrow morning, our rain chance ends by probably around sunrise Saturday morning. So all the Chiefs training camp activities tomorrow and Sunday, they look to be in really good shape, especially on Sunday with sunshine, 85. We'll start next week off on Monday in the upper 80s, and then we're back into a weather pattern that would support a chance of showers and thunderstorms both at night and during the day, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And Johnny, that'll keep our high temperatures in the mid-80s.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is usually the hottest and driest part of the year. So all the lawns are green. How about that? I guess we can't complain about that. All right, let's take a look at the inbound on I-70 here from the Missouri side. Traffic westbound from 470 and the 291 run all the way over to here, Lee Summit Road. This traffic, of course, headed on over to Noland Road, where later on we'll probably see it load up a little bit. But right now it looks great and pretty much wide open. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
Well, Johnny, we talk about it all the time. The seemingly never-ending road work along 435 and 210 highway will continue for the next few years even. There will be a 2-year rehab project on the Missouri River Bridge. MoDOT says that repairs are necessary to the bridge deck. They say years of salt and truck traffic there have led to some problems, and it needs to be fixed.
80,000 cars a day driving over it. We need to get in there and fix it before it gets bad, and we need to close it.
So right now, MoDOT says that bridge is safe during construction. That will be down to just 2 permanent lanes in that area.
We told you earlier that this week crews finally completed demolition of the old Terminal A at KCI. Check out this special time-lapse video from the airport. It's really cool. This shows 7 weeks of work. It's a lot of demo. Crews brought down 40,000 tons of concrete and steel, which are told will now be reused and recycled. New single terminal airport will be built where Terminal A once stood. It's expected to open in 2023. When the November election rolls around, some local voters will be called on to choose a new state representative. Yesterday, Governor Parson called for a special election to fill 4 vacant House seats. They include seats for Brandon Ellington, who represents part of Jackson County and Independence, and Darren McGee, who represents South Kansas City. Both of these lawmakers resigned. We're told that special election will happen on November 5th.
Today, there will be a new development in the border war between Kansas and Missouri. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly is set to sign an executive order concerning the two states. It's not clear what will be in that order. The signing is set to take place at 11 o'clock this morning. Now, earlier this year, Missouri Governor Mike Parson signed a bill removing certain tax credits from businesses located in border counties.
And it was very interesting because he said this will only take effect if Kansas follows suit.
Right.
So maybe there's a truce.
We'll see.
Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Hey, it's time to start stocking up on school supplies with the new school year quickly approaching.
Yeah, Missouri's tax-free weekend, though, is officially underway. Matt Evans is live in Gladstone with everything you need to know, plus how you can help a local school district. Matt?
Well, good morning. This, of course, is a very expensive time for a lot of families all across the country. And here in Missouri, the state is offering a bit of a reprieve in the offer of a tax-free weekend, meaning the state will not collect sales tax. And a lot of communities across the state will not collect sales tax this weekend on a long list of back-to-school supplies. Here's a look at some of those items. Of course, number one is the back-to-school supplies. On top of that, though, the state will not collect taxes on clothes. They won't collect taxes on personal computers or some of the accessories that go along with personal computers like printers and computer software. Now, at Walmarts all across the state, workers say they are gearing up for one of the biggest shopping weekends of this season.
It's really difficult to get into the specifics of what the numbers will bear out, but the tax-free weekends usually play very, very high on that list.
And here at the Gladstone Walmart, you'll see a lot of kids and parents doing that back-to-school shopping, but you'll also see a big yellow school bus parked out front. That's because the North Kansas City School District is asking for you to stuff that bus full of school supply donations. The school is asking for everything from backpacks to binders during this tax-free holiday weekend. That bus will be parked out here from noon to 6 today and from 10 to 4 tomorrow. Live in Gladstone this morning, Matt Evans, Kmbc 9 News.
Thanks so much, Matt. For students in the Kansas City Public School Districts, don't forget that Summerfest is happening tomorrow. It's being held at the KC Board of Education building at 29th and Truce from 10 a.m. to 2. There's going to be live entertainment, competitions, free food. Students will also have the chance to stock up on supplies as well, plus get their physicals and immunizations.
Nice primer ahead of the school year. I like that. Hey, two of the Metro's largest animal shelters are making room for, well, more animal.
Yeah, we'll fill you in on Wayside Waves' big new project and let you know how they're working to better meet the needs of your pets.
And forget eating your Wheaties. It's now time to chow down on some Mahomes Magic Crunch. We'll show you the mad dash that we saw yesterday of folks trying to grab a box.
Most likely area for steady rain and thunderstorms this morning may fall just southwest of Kansas City. It will still include the metro and a chance of rain toward the end of the drive. We'll show you the rain chances throughout the rest of your Friday into Friday night. It's coming up.